research on it. And essentially, what Christy was asking is, are we having a situation wherein a percentage of people, this is not going to be everybody, who are struggling to dispose of these lipid nanoparticles, could they then be at risk of these particles attaching to proteins, RNA, DNA, and forming toxic bonds that then cause disease? That's essentially the question that she's asking. And that's the question it seems that they don't want to answer, because they know it does happen. They just don't know how frequently and how long. This is important stuff. And so if you want to be these constituents, the higher the temperature, the higher the percentage of adduct formation. So at -20, it was lowest, but at almost 40 degrees, it was highest. And you can see the time in months. So there is no doubt that this occurs because this was done by industry that binds to another larger biological molecule like DNA, RNA, or a protein and becomes almost like superglue. And adults are all around and they can form toxic agents. Smoking has some of the aldehyde. This is what can lead to cancer. And so this DNA, RNA, and proteins. And as I said,
yeah,
it is a guideline.
Guidelines, sure.
Guideline for the pharmaceutical industry. The mRNA platform was designed
at the beginning of the video now
as a vaccine. And
well,
this
I'm going to run
is
out of
such
time
an important point
for Doc Campbell's video.
Look at the regulatory guidelines.
Remember, they changed the definition of what a you-know-what was? Now you know why. Now you know why they got to make the wars to cover up their tracks. No, we won't even get into that or that. Alright, let's click on this one.
Warm welcome to this talk. Now, in this talk, we'll be giving conclusive evidence of very high levels of DNA contamination in the mRNA vaccines.
Imagine that, eh?
Why does this matter? Why does DNA contamination in messenger RNA vaccines matter?
You know why.
Well, it matters because DNA gets into the cells. The lipid nanoparticles in the vaccines take it into the cells.
And every other part of the cell.
DNA, that changes the nature of our DNA, and that is a mutation, and that's how we get cancers.